car really works with the driver. Michael Schumacher can go into a corner, turn, that's a Jordan.
And I think that's
Sato.
Is Sato, Takuma Sato, the Japanese driver. Our first big impact of the weekend.
And that's done at turn 14.
Go back to pit.
So he's gone into the, you can see he's just run wide, he's caught the curb. So the red lights come on, the session is stopped to enable the corner workers and the recovery of that car. That's a great shame. I mean, he's been absolutely stunning, but I have to say it doesn't come as any surprise because he's been driving absolutely on the ragged edge throughout Friday. Let's look again and see. He turns in. Oh, then the back. He's too high on the exit of the corner, and then the car got onto the green bit of the track. The back end broke away. The safety bails. Look again. Watch where he comes in. Yeah, it doesn't look so bad on the onboard camera, but you'd think that the back end of the car was already beginning to get away from him while he was just getting through the apex of the corner. Once it's gone, there's no margin or room for error there whatsoever, and a fairly heavy impact, but those are bails in front of the solid barrier itself, so let's hope the damage is only very superficial and nothing structural to that Jordan chassis.
The lads just preparing themselves for a bit of work to be done now. We've only got just under a quarter of an hour of this first free practice session still to go, as the session has been stopped for the accident. There's then another 45-minute free practice session coming up, and then a gap before the qualifying gets underway. Jenson Button making his way slowly past Takuma Sato's stricken Jordan. And a great shame, as you say, for Sato, who'd been showing us some pretty exciting driving techniques over the first day or so, and I hope this doesn't temper his enthusiasm. John, it's important, isn't it, for a young driver to build the confidence gradually, and if you start having one or two too many accidents, it can destroy the confidence so quickly.
Yes, I think it can do, but I think someone like Sato is... I don't think he's going to think about it too much. It's just a driving error, it's a racing mistake. It's a part of being a racing driver. Okay, it's come relatively early in the season for him, but he had a couple of shunts in practice, or in testing I should say, so it's not something he's unfamiliar with. But of course it puts pressure on the team. They don't need this additional work. They would like to go through both sessions today without any need to take the car, rebuild it completely, and of course that puts pressure back in the UK on the Jordan headquarters at Silverstone. There'll be somebody there now will already be ordering new parts to replace those that have been damaged. Even before the car gets back, they'll be watching this broadcast back at Silverstone.
That's right, and also monitoring an awful lot of what's going on in the car itself. Another loop view from the onboard camera.
If he was a half a foot or maybe a foot at most wide at the entry to the corner, it was enough to let the back end drift away. And of course, when you're so committed as Sato has been, once it's gone, that'll be it, over and done with. And he had no chance to recover at all. The only thing he could have done if he was prepared to take the chance was to literally floor the throttle and try and spin the car back into the centre of the track. But of course, we saw David Coulthard do that last year, and he ended up sticking it into the barrier on the other side of the track. So there's not much room for escape if you do get it wrong, and sadly Sato got it wrong this time. Looks pretty superficial actually, Ben. Bodywork, radiators, right side suspension, but doesn't look like there's too much more than that, and I think that car can possibly be repaired, certainly for Sunday, but he will be in the spare car, I imagine, for qualifying this afternoon. Interesting to note there, John, that the wheel tether's doing their job very effectively. We've got several wheels dangling, but none of them have become detached from the chassis. Well, a very important safety consideration. The safety ties that have been attached to the cars have been further increased in their strength, and to keep the wheels attached to the car is something that everybody is very concerned about. In fact, look at that, it's done a good job. It has, it's done exactly what is required. Quick look at the classification with just under a quarter of an hour to go. It's still Barrichello heading Coulthard from Raikkonen. The two McLarens running well in this morning free practice session, but we haven't really seen Michael Schumacher put in a lap as yet, and looking at what he did yesterday, he may well be able to go out and put in a much quicker lap straight away. A little bit of tyre damage to be repaired here, tyre wall damage. They'll have to sort that out before the session restarts. Take another look here. Well, you just see the back end just gets away. He's high on the exit of the corner, and that's really where all the trouble starts. And then once he gets onto the grass, which of course is still wet, the gravel, which has had rainfall and has probably compacted it maybe more than it would normally be. Gravel really should be re-raked every night, but of course here in Melbourne they paint the gravel, so that means they have to get the can out as well.
Just another quick look at it there. Oh, and away it went. You can really see from that onboard view